class, session 2 of the week. Hopefully you feel pretty good after your first session of the week and your assessment of last week. So we're going to go ahead and begin. Today, of course, we're going to focus on breathing, which I talked about at the last session as well as in the assessment. And we're also going to talk about scooping again, and also just centering, and that is pretty much what we're going to talk about today. So centering and breathing and just that focus. So let's go ahead and begin with our warm-up. So chest expansion. So remember, with chest expansion, our arms are outstretched and we're kneeling tall here, okay? When we sweep our arms forward in this rounded position, we are also scooping our trunk, okay? And our shoulders come forward and our hips come forward. And we're going to inhale on the scoop and exhale on the expansion. So the breathing is coordinated with the movement. So we want to just take note of the change of the position of the spine with this slight movement forward and back. Good. So we're just warming up, limbering up. So go ahead and come on down to the table. We have our cat and cow exercise. Remember this? So we're going to scoop and tilt our hips slightly forward, rounding our back, dropping our head for cat, lifting our head, dropping our abdomen, tilting our hips back for cow. So we're going to go ahead and inhale on the cat, exhale on the cow. Again, taking notice of the change of the position of your spine, especially in that pelvis area, right? All right. Then we're going to go ahead and bring one hand forward, then the other hand forward, and we're going to drop our hips down. This is our dynamic move. Arms are locked out. I'm just going to pull my hips down and back and drop my head down, keeping my arms in that static position. Hips come down, hips come back. Just make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. One more. All right, we're going to come to a seated position for our leg circles for warm-up today. So we're just going to slightly lean back on our hands, keeping our legs bent. We're just warming up our hips, okay? We're going to lift this leg up, lean slightly back, and we're just going to circle, keeping the leg bent. Just small circles, warming it up. And then we'll reverse the circle, go the opposite direction. And then we're going to drop this leg, lift the other leg, and circle. And then reverse. Good. And drop this leg. All right, so we're going to come to our backs for our 100 exercise. So remember, when we come to our backs, we want to practice that scooping to come down, okay? So I'm going to round my back now, put my hands over my knees, and I'm just going to come down to my back, bringing my knees with me. I'm going to keep my legs in this chair position. Legs are bent 90 degrees, right? Extend my arms out, palms facing down. My head is already lifted up, chin to chest, scooping. And we're going to pump 5 pumps for an inhale, 5 pumps for an exhale. And repeat, keeping count, maybe on your hands or in your head. And this is our 100 modified leg position. Definitely different from when we tested. Just trying to get practice at this. We'll develop this exercise. Ultimately, it will look like how we assessed with straight legs and open angle. Try to make sure you're focusing and concentrating on the coordination of the pumping and the breathing and the counting. Remember, if your head starts to fatigue, so you can lower your head and still continue to do the pumping. And when you're done, go ahead and lower your legs and lower your head. Okay. So like I've said before in the last session, we are really taking those Fab 5 exercises, those traditional 5 exercises, and adapting them, modifying them. And so we're just building upon these exercises to ultimately get stronger and also build our stamina, okay? So you'll see a bunch of different variations of our 5 exercises. So the Monday session or last session that you were on, it won't even look anything like the second session or the third or the fourth. So variations of our single leg, which includes right now, we're going to go ahead and move into a single leg with a crunch. So one leg is going to do the work. We're going to go ahead and bring our hands behind our neck today. So when we lift our neck and our head, we are definitely scooping. So that's not any different, except that we're just lifting each time we pull the leg in. So rather than holding the position the entire time, we're actually going to crunch, okay? But I'm going to have one leg doing the work. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my hands behind my neck. Watch me. I'm going to extend one leg out. And when I lift my head, I'm going to pull my knee in and then extend it out. And then in and then out, okay? All right, here we go. Ready? And in. Make sure we're scooping as we crunch and pull the knee in. We're breathing continuously. And we're going to switch legs here. So bend this knee, extend the other leg, and we're going to lift and pull. One more. And rest. Nice. So the next one is a double leg, but it's modified. So our hands are behind our neck again, except we are going to hold it now with our head and our shoulders elevated. So we're in that scooping position constantly, but our legs are going to do the work. Okay, so the double leg, go ahead and bring your knees in. Hands behind your head with your shoulders lifted, chin to chest. And we're going to go ahead and start in this chair position here with knees bent. And I'm just extending my legs and pulling them in. So I stay scooped, chin to chest, breathing and centering down the midline of my body. I'm centered, so my legs extend out, balanced. And I'm breathing. And rest. Arms at your sides. All right, so we're going to bridge here. So arms are at our sides on our mat, our legs are bent, and I'm just going to lift my hips. We did this before, okay? We did this last time. So I'm going to lift my hips up. At the height of the lift, I'm engaging my glutes, my quads, my hamstrings. I'm pulling my abdominals in And I'm going to hold this position here, and then I'm going to lower my legs and my hips. I'm going to lift, tighten, and hold, and then lower. I like to exhale as I lift my hips up. Exhale here, hold the top, and inhale down. We'll go one more. Exhale up. Inhale down. Nice. Okay. So, going with the theme of the crunch, right? We're going to go ahead and do our crisscross with one leg at a time with a crunch. Okay, so just like with the single leg, one leg is going to do the work, except now when we crunch, we are going to lift and rotate towards that knee. Okay, so go ahead and bring one knee in, hands behind your neck. I'm going to lift and scoop, chin to chest, rotate towards this knee, extend the leg out, come back to center, and repeat. Breathing. Keep your rear connected to the mat. Feel the lower back connecting once you crunch and scoop. One more. And then you're going to switch legs. And rotate the opposite direction. And open back to center. One more. And leg down and arms down. All right, so we have our modified double straight. And we're going to go ahead and, again, bring the hands behind the neck. But go ahead and bring your legs up first, all the way up. And I'm going to lift my head up, shoulders up, scooping immediately, hands behind my head. And I'm going to drop both of my legs, and then I'm going to pull my knees in and my legs up. So that's why it's modified. I'm bending my knees at the end of the leg drop. Exhale. Inhale. You should still be scooping. We'll go one more. And bend your knees, drop your head, and pull your knees in for a slight knee hug. I call this a knee hug. So we're just releasing any tension in that lower back there. Nice. All right, so we have our modified roll-ups. So we'll do our roll-up holds and our roll down holds, okay? So go ahead and start with your legs slightly bent, arms at your sides, and I'm going to talk you through this again with focusing on certain cues, okay? So remember, head comes up first, chin to chest immediately, shoulders lift up, scooping immediately. From here, we're going to tighten the glutes, squeeze or fire those pelvic floor muscles, and we're just going to lift slightly and reach forward up off the mat and then come down again. So when you tighten the glutes and you're scooping and the pelvic floor muscles are firing, you're really trying to connect that low back to the mat. So you're pressing down on the mat. We're going to exhale as we lift up. Ready? And up. Press, hold, and come down. And we're going to exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. One more time. Exhale up. And inhale down. Good. All right, we're going to roll to our sides, push ourselves up, come to a seated position. So remember the roll down holds, same position, scooping, but we're just leaning back. So we're going to bring our arms out. We're going to collapse our back. Staying scooped, we're going to lean back and hold. Tighten your glutes, pelvic floor muscles, scooping, exhaling, lift up, flat back, inhale at the top, and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale down. Good. All right, go ahead and extend your legs out. So this exercise is called spine twist. So what we're doing is we are rotating or twisting our trunk away from our lower body, which helps increase the flexibility and the strength in our lower back, our lumbar area. This is very much a strength move, but it's also flexibility. We just want to do this very slowly, okay? Especially because it's the first time we've done it in the session. So we want to keep our legs together. We're going to bring our arms outstretched. And when we're sitting, we want to sit up tall. So that just simply means I push my abdomen forward. My back is flat, strong posture. And then I'm just going to rotate in one direction. And then I'm going to push this arm back. Breathing through the move, come back to center. And then I'm going to twist in the opposite direction. And then back to center. See how slow I'm moving? There's no rush to this exercise. You should feel the opening or the limbering up in that low back each time you rotate from one side to the other. We're going to go one more time in the opposite direction. And then we're back to center. Okay, go ahead and bend your knees. I'm going to come back on my elbows here. So come back on my elbows, keeping my feet on the ground. I'm going to do what are called knee pulls. So I'm just going to basically pull my knee in and extend my leg out. But while I do this, I'm going to lift my abdomen, my rib cage, so that my back is flat, so that my trunk is stabilized. Okay? And from here, I will knee pull and leg extend. So one leg is doing the work. So you're going to feel this in that top of that hip. You're going to feel this in your back for holding this position. Breathing. And we're going to switch legs. Knee pull, leg extend, knee pull, and out, and in, and out, in, and out. One more, in, and out. Good. You're going to come forward, split your legs, sit up tall for spine stretch. So this is the one where we assessed, right? Arms are outstretched up tall. We're going to pitch forward, reaching out, flat back, and then we're going to come in with scooped belly, pulling my arms in, up the center, reaching tall, and start again. So you'll feel this in your hamstrings, in your glutes, in your lower back. Again, increasing flexibility, limbering, stretching. One more. Good. All right, go ahead and bring your legs together. Bend your knees. So you're going to have some exercises that start with a seated balance position. I think I mentioned this last time. Sometimes the seated balance position will be with the feet on the floor, and sometimes it'll be actually a balance position with the feet off the floor where you're balancing on your rear. So today we're going to balance on our rear. So when you balance, you want to try and find that center of your tailbone right there, right in the middle, at the base of your spine, okay? All the way down into your pelvis, and you're going to extend your legs out. So I'm in this seated balance position, and my back is flat, so I'm not scooping. I'm pushing my abdomen forward, lifting it up. And what's going to happen here is in this balanced position, I'm going to drop my left foot down, and I'm going to lift my left arm up. And then I'm going to lift my left leg back up and my left arm down. And then I'm going to drop my right foot down, slowly lift up with my right, and come back to center. So the centering is very important here. We're really just trying to balance because we're focusing on being centered. And how we do that is we practice slow movement and we concentrate on breathing and opposite muscle groups helping us balance when we're moving one leg at a time. So we stay nice and centered and neutral. Good. All right, let's go ahead and extend our legs out. Keeping our legs together, we're going to practice mermaid, which is basically side bends, right? With our legs straight out in front of us. So when we practice mermaid, we want to make sure that we're sitting up tall. So we're going to push our abdomen forward, arms start at our sides, and we're just simply going to sweep our arm over to the side, maintaining strong posture. Just side bends, sweeping, breathing, keeping the rear connected to the mat. Good. One more. All right, so with the legs together, we're going to go into front stretch. So it's very much like spine stretch, right? But our legs are together. Arms up tall. We're going to pitch forward with a flat back as far as we can. We're going to bring our arms in, staying scooped. And we're going to lift up and over and in and up. Over and one more, and up and over. Good. Okay, so we are going to turn over onto our tummies, so go ahead and do that. So now we're really just focused on some back work, right? So come on down. And you're going to bring your arms slightly out in front, leading your shoulders here. And we're going to practice what's called a trunk lift. So my upper body, my trunk is the only thing lifting. My legs stay down on the mat. And what's going to happen is I'm going to slightly slide my arms back towards my trunk as I press my pelvis down and then pull myself up onto my forearms. So my glutes are engaged. And then I'm going to lower my head, chin to the floor. My arms come back to start. So I'm pressing the pelvis down, tightening the glutes, pressing, pulling my trunk up, exhaling, and then inhaling when I come down. Here we go. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And inhale down. Nice. All right, so now our legs are going to do the work. So our head stays down, our trunk stays down. And I'm going to lift both legs up at the same time. When I lift my legs, I'm going to keep my legs straight or locked out. I'm going to point my toes, and I'm going to press my pelvis down and tighten my glutes, keeping my head down. This is what it looks like. Lifting up and down. Here we go. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. One more. Exhale up. And inhale down. Nice. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring our hands outside of our chest. Now I'm going to do what's called a slow push-up, modified style. So keeping my knees down, I'm going to push my trunk up very slowly, keeping my trunk as strong as I can. Flat back, abdominals engaged, and I'm going to push up. And then I'm going to pull my hips back, keep my arms static into low back stretch. Come back to table, and then I'm going to bring my hips down, and I'm going to slowly come down all the way down and start again. Here we go. Exhale up and back. Inhale down. Exhale up and back. Inhale down, push up and back, and down. We'll go one more and finish at the top. Push up and back, and table position. Good. Okay. So we're going to go into a low plank, which just means we're on our elbows with our knees off the floor. Okay, and from there we're going to go into what's called a leg lift. So I'm going to bring my trunk down onto my elbows. I'm going to bring my knees up off the mat, keeping my back flat. Just going to lift one leg up, bring it down, lift the other leg up and down, and up, and down, up, down. Keep breathing, up, down, up, down. Two more, up, down, and up, down. Bring your knees down. Come all the way down to low back stretch, but I want you to bring your arms back. Rest on your forehead. So you're going to take the weight off of your shoulders. Okay. Come up into kneeling tall. So there's a combination exercise here I want to introduce to you. We have hip thrusts. So our knees are parted, okay? And what's going to happen is I'm going to pull my hips back as I slightly tilt forward, but I want to keep my back flat. So I pull my abdominals up and in. So this is a very flat surface here, back and front. See that? So it's just hinging. So my arms, when I pull my hips back, my arms come forward. And then when I pull my hips forward, my arms come back. Okay? From there, we're going to go into a slight lean back with my arms at my sides. Now, when I lean back, nothing shifts or changes position. I keep this kneeling tall, hips engaged, glutes engaged position, and I just slightly lean back. So it's all one movement, one position. See that? So I don't lean back, arch my back. I don't pull my hips back. I just slightly lean back and lean forward. So you only go as far back as you feel comfortable. If it's just here, then it's just here, right? All right. Hip thrusts into slight lean back. Ready? Hip thrusts, back, slight lean back, and again. Breathing through the move. Make sure you're engaging your glutes, abdominals. You'll feel this in your quads, your glutes. Last one. And back. Good. All right. We're going to come down to our side all the way down. And that just simply means that our hand is propped behind our head. And our other hand is out in front. And we're going to do what's called a leg pull, so side leg pull. And what that means is our outer leg is going to do the work, okay? So make sure your trunk and your lower body are all in alignment here. And I'm going to lift my leg and pull my knee up towards my trunk, but it's up tall. So it's not out in front, it's up tall, okay? And then I'm going to lower my leg. So when I do this, I'm going to tighten my hip, my leg, pull my abdominals in, engage my glutes. There's a lot going on with my core and my leg, okay? I'm going to breathe. I'm going to pull it in and down and in and down. There's purpose to what we're doing here. Strengthening, firing our abdominals, which helps in strengthening our hip with this movement. Good. All right. Come over onto or up onto our elbow. This is a reach over. We're going to go ahead and bend our knees. I'm going to bring this arm to my hip here. And what's going to happen is I'm going to come up onto my elbow by lifting my hips up. And when I lift my hips up off the mat, I'm going to push my pelvis forward. See this position change? When I reach over with my arm. So it looks like this. Watch me. Up, push forward, reach over. Come down, drop hips down. All right, with me. Here we go. Exhale, lift up, reach over. Inhale on the way down. Exhale up, over. Inhale down. Exhale over. Inhale down. Exhale over. And inhale down. All right, we're going to switch sides. all the way down, hand propped, arm in front, leg pulls. Here we go. Pull in and up, abs engaged, strength, breathing. One more. We're going to bend our knees up on the elbow, arm on the hip, and we're lifting hips and reaching over, coming down. Exhale up and over and down, up, over, and down, up, over, and down. We'll go one more, up, over, and down. All right, come to a seated position. So we're going to do what are called seated accordions. So hands on knees. From a flat back, leaning forward into the thighs here, I'm going to collapse my spine and sort of lean back in a scooped position. And then I'm going to push my abdomen forward, sitting up tall, and then lean back, collapsed and scooped, and in and forward, and back, and in, and back, and in, and back. Good. All right, extend your legs out. We're going to do some arm work here. So our arms are going to be outstretched to our sides, and I'm going to do what's called a figure 8. So my arms go down, and then my arms come up. You know, that infinity symbol or figure 8. So my shoulders dip forward, and then my shoulders dip back. My arms dip forward, my arms dip back. Hands are down, hands are up. Create some resistance in your shoulders with strong arms. Sit up tall, strong posture, and we're breathing continuously through the move. And rest. Nice. We're going to do the same exercise but with our arms in front. Okay? So, sitting up tall, arms out in front, palms facing down. We're going to infinity or figure 8 out in front. Good. And rest. Awesome. All right, so you're going to go ahead and go into a front stretch. Just release the back. Nice. All right, you guys, we are done. So we're only doing it one time. Starting tomorrow, we're going to go into 2 sets of all of the exercises. So day 3 and day 4 will be 2 sets of whatever the routine is. But today it's only 1 set. Yesterday was only 1 set, okay? So we're just building from there. I will see you next time.